What's your feelings with Art Modell?
Let me say this to you so you'll know this, because today, I didn't realize that where I was at today, I was right around the corner from Art Modell's house. And if given time, I'm going to knock on his door tomorrow. I'm seriously. See, when I came out of school, with all the accomplishment I had as a running back in school, it was a big question mark about size. And so I thought I was going to be a first-round draft pick, ended up being the first pick in the second round to the Browns. And then I later found out that the reason I came to the Browns is because Modell stepped in and told them to draft me, because he had personally followed me in college. So really the reason I'm in Cleveland is because of Art Modell.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, so it's a love-hate thing. I don't appreciate what he did, but I know that if he had a chance to do it again, you couldn't make him do it for all the money in the world.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
So I heard it's a tough game.
It is.
So besides yourself,
Yes.
who's the toughest player you ever played against?
Oh man, toughest player.
I mean, we all remember Turkey Jones, slam.
No, I played with him. I played with him.
Right. We remember all that. Who's the toughest player besides yourself?
Well, I wasn't a tough guy. I was effective, but when you say, you mean an intimidating guy?
Give me an example.
People that didn't like to play. Well, it's a lot of little things. Like the guys that I went against all the time were linebackers because I was a running back. So the other guys, it's a part of the game. But when you talk about hand-to-hand battles, personal battles, it was always me and a linebacker. And probably the toughest linebacker was Robert Brazile with Houston, because he was one of the biggest linebackers I ever seen in my life. And then another one was Tom Jackson. And with them.
Yeah.
And Tom Jackson would come to Cleveland. When you're in a game, this is like a preseason game. And we're in a preseason game, and he just coming 100 miles an hour every play. Even when they running that way, running fast, he just coming 100 miles an hour. And I'm saying, what is the problem, Tom? Did I do something to you that I'm unaware of? You know what he told me? He told me he was from Cleveland, which I didn't know.
He was.
He's from Cleveland. He said every time he come to Cleveland, he got to buy at least 95 tickets. And he was pissed. And he was taking it out on me. That's true.
That's too funny. No, I didn't set him up. That's too funny.
No, that was okay.
That's all right.
All right.
What do you think about our
Our current running game.
Jerome Harrison.
Well, this is what you got to learn. I'm going to tell you something about the NFL. Now, a lot of people didn't know a lot about him, and at the end he started getting really more play time. So the real test for him will be this coming season when people know about him. They'll watch film on him, and then they'll try to force him to do what he doesn't do well, if he got any weaknesses. But be honest with you, they're going to need help at that position because Jerome Harrison is not a big guy. And I don't think that Jerome Harrison can carry the ball 39 times, 2 times a year against Pittsburgh and Baltimore Ravens. It's just physically too demanding. So they're going to have to be a little bit more efficient to get those kind of yards with less carry. But he is a good back. He showed that he is a threat.
What do you think of Chris Jennings behind that? Chris Jennings, the rookie you got hurt last year.
What's his number?
No, not Chris Jennings.
I thought he was going. I thought they released it.
No, that wasn't Chris Jennings. That's what the rookie last year. Davis.
Oh, Davis.
Chris Jennings is the guy that punched the bouncer last week or 2 weeks ago.
Right, they got rid of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hated that. That was my number. I thought he was a pretty good back. I thought he was a pretty good back. But you know, they had some up this league because they drafted some running backs in the draft. So he just putting a word out there. I guess you got to instill some kind of rules that some things we're gonna tolerate, some things we're not, and that you sacrifice one guy and you kill a whole lot of possibilities of something negative because everybody will see that and they're not gonna get out of line.
Do you have any funny or interesting stories stories about someone mixing up you and Mike Pruitt?
Mixing us up?
Yes, they did.
He's much bigger than I am. I don't know about that. But no, only thing is that Mike used to always say, I get tired of people calling me you. And I said, well, they called me you. So, you know, it happens. But not anything funny. But for a long, well, the only thing is that when we played together, everybody thought we were brothers. And that was the big question. Where's your brother? Where's your brother? I'm a brother. Well, technically, well, okay, he's my soul brother, but he's not a real. So we took pictures. We gave in. We got tired of saying no. And so I got pictures. In fact, next time I'll bring some pictures of me and Mike, and we were going, okay, we brothers. So we got the pictures developed. I got traded to the Raiders, he got traded to Kansas City. Bad on. One last question. We got to pull a raffle ticket for this last question. Oh, okay.
So often now you hear about player conduct and these guys going to rehab and stuff. And correct me if I'm wrong, did Sam initiate one of the first?
The round table? Round table, yeah. Yeah, he was the one that initiated that. Yeah. I don't know if it still exists or not. And in fact, last year he got an award for that. And maybe still around. They're just keeping it a secret, but they help a lot of players. And they do need it. You got young guys, they make a lot of money, not because they did something smart to make a lot of money, but because they're great athletes. So all of a sudden they can't turn down the temptation to do what I want, when I want, and how I want it. And sometimes that's not always the right thing to do. So you got to have some guys. Even though the NFL brings all the rookies, I don't know where they're going to meet this year, but they meet in a city and they go over all the things not to do, all the things that have happened to you. So these players, when they come out and do this, it's not that they haven't been told. They just choose to do it anyway. You know, some guys, you got to put, you can't tell them the fire burn you. They got to put their finger in the fire and say, yeah, you're right. Well, like always, I had a great time. I appreciate you. Please come to the